They said it was propaganda. No.
Yes. So we are discussing about the MOWA, and we are going to discuss about the election tribunal in Edo State. You know, the ongoing crisis over the result of the election, right? The 2024 governorship election in Edo State. So first of all, let's discuss about the museum, the MOWA. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I said, first of all, let's look at the museum, the MOWA, because some people said there's no physical museum in Edo State, that those pictures are purported pictures that people are promoting online. So I know that today you sent me some pictures of the museum in Benin. So let's briefly discuss about that before we will dive into the election tribunal, the results of the election, the past election in Edo State, that the PDP took this case to court and they are still disputing it up to date. Other political parties in Edo State also join the queue. So first of all, let's discuss about the museum, the MOA museum that Obaseki established before he left office. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, actually, the concept of MOWA, which is the Museum of West African Arts, was meant to be a real turnaround of how we can create, if you like, a tourist attraction to the city of Benin and to Edo State. Because what we're going to have was artworks, art history, archaeology, archaeological finds that have dated back so many years. And then up to be displayed is the culture of the Beninese, with all its pristine organization, its creative works that have come through about 6,000 years. And this was to be not only of Benin, but also of West African countries, Togo, Guinea, Mali, Ghana, Benin Republic. All were going to be here. Can you imagine the people who couldn't go to those other countries come to one place, Benin City, Edo State? Do you know what that means? To hotel, to traffic, to food, to friendship, to business associations, and actually where it is located. And I showed you the picture. It was supposed to be that it was, if you like, a new cultural district of Benin City, which meant houses around Exotic Street, around behind Oba Palace, around up to where Observer used to be on the airport road, were going to go down to become a new cultural district. Can you imagine what that would have meant? That was a totally new concept. And this was going to be the beginning. And so he was creating this with funds coming from British Museum. These things have to be clear. Oxford University. Funds were not there because I met the man, who is an Igbo man, who's a friend of Obaseki, whom he had to tell to source for international funding for this project. I know it was sometime thought that it was going to be that the returned artifacts that were claimed to have been looted from the Oba of Benin Palace in 1897. And of course, some people also argue that some of those artworks were things taken from Benin people around the Go Street and environs around the palace, that it was not only the artworks that left the Obaran's palace that were going to be returned, and that these were going to be the things that were going to be housed. And that was why there was this name change. It was supposed to...
That is not true. Let me quickly correct that. All the artifacts that were taken from Benin during the British punitive expedition at that time were taken from the palace of the Oba of Benin. this modern narration that some artifacts were taken from Iguf, were taken from other places. That's not true at all. If you
No,
read,
that's why I said
yes,
argue. That's all.
yeah,
I'm not saying I didn't say it in a definitive way.
yes,
That's why I said it is argued. Because there were people who came to give that kind of testimony. But in any case, leaving that aside, so that we don't distract from the concept of MOWAA. Now, if you have been, I had the privilege of seeing what was foundational work in that MOWAA. And what flipped me over was to think that if what was archaeologically dug from that old place of the old central hospital, you will find bottles of gin that was drunk in 18 something that was excavated. There were things that were excavated that were of interest, historical and archaeological interest about the ancient Benin culture and things that were in Benin Palace. And then you now say to yourself, in fact, one of the things I was advocating through those I was teaching and interfacing with, who were also being built as future archaeologists in Nigeria, we now saw that if before anybody dug a place to build a house in Benin, it meant that you need an archaeologist to certify, because there could be historical things underneath which you are destroying by creating a new building. That is where we were also going to have gone. And then the excavation was going on, and there was also going to be a forest. That is, you enter the place, you go from old archaeology till you come to a virgin forest created in the center of Benin. It was going to be something that will wow you to come and see that, oh, is this Benin City? Is it possible? Is it in Africa? And that would have made a lot of how Benin tourism would have been, and Edo State tourism would have been. And young students were being brought in to come on excursion, to come and be understudying and seeing what was going on, and to see how this can affect the future and what would have been the relationship between archaeology, history, and the people's development. That was the trajectory of what was coming from MOWAA. But now, as usual, when people don't ask questions, when government changed, they now felt that, oh, that is government money. Why did they remove the hospital? Those are not the questions, because there was a replacement for that hospital through the temporary thing along inside GRA and through the Stella Basenjo hospital that was remodeled. I agree that there were difficulties about getting people to that hospital, but those are issues that are neither here nor there, because the issue was we have never in Edo history decided on what should be the relationship between health facility and the people's welfare. Because when at the old administration of Oshomole, when he did his Edo Central Hospital, when he did it, okay, it was supposed to be a state of the art thing and all of that, although we never saw those facilities there. But then we always ask, and I've had experts, medical doctors asking, if somebody was injured, say a snake bite in Lagbese, up Edo North, before he reaches Benin City for help, will he not have died? Therefore, you needed a different kind of health system arrangement. Primary health care, secondary health care, all the then up to tertiary. Well, UBT can still be the tertiary, but you needed to have secondary health care, primary health care, all over Edo State, linked with Edo Central Hospital. But that wasn't the case. So we've not gotten our system right. And therefore, arguing about where it is located or not located, and whether that was the right thing to do or not to do. When governments take their decisions as they like, but whatever it is, it was supposed to have been something to drive a cultural revival, cultural renaissance, and also linked towards reviving Bisawa, where they were doing woodworks. It's all part of the linkage, and also link with the Benin moat that was being destroyed. In fact, we had what we call Earth Conservation Society to look after how those around the moat should preserve the moat. Because the moat is regarded as the greatest, and this was even in a book which I also have, as the greatest earthwork, earth rampart, to use the language they use in the book, the greatest earth rampart in the world, are comparable to the
Guinness World Record.
China walls.
Yes, Guinness World Record. Yes.
And therefore we needed to preserve the moat themselves, because people have degraded, they build on it, they make roads on it. People are even digging to make house. And I can even show you a recent video that was sent into our platform showing how people were building a house on the moat. I mean, that is, if you like, in inverted commas, sacrilegious.
And they even use the moat for garbages. I think they don't garbages in the moat. Yeah.
You can say that again. That's what, because people didn't have any way. Like when you were disposing of garbage, and the moat was the nearest thing to do. So people go defecating, people go throwing their garbage, and that was what people were doing. And over the years, if you keep treating the moat that way, then you know you are destroying history and denuding history. And the thing is, for me, I respect the moat particularly because that shows the ingenuity of the Beninese. Do you know what it is? No payloaders, no graders, no shovels, nothing. Just human labor, human skill of how many years? 4,000 or so years ago, people dug this moat. I came to Benin City as a little young boy over 50, 60 years ago. And I tell you frankly, you can't look down on the moat. It would be easy to look down on the moat to tell you how deep it was. It was very, very deep. And not only was it deep around Benin City, it extended up to Ologo, which is some 15 minutes away. And it extended to Ishan land. And it was also supposed to have been the beginning of what you call Idiogbe. That is how people demarcated their houses and made it, as it were, their historical ancestral home. So there was so much history around the moat. But all that is being destroyed. And MOWAA was supposed to connect to the moat, connect to the woodworks, connect to the guilds, the different guilds that were into different works of art and crafts in Benin City. So MOWAA had a deeper meaning and a deeper intellectual incursion into the history of Benin City and Edo State. But the present people don't seem to appreciate, and they think it was just a very vain thing, and it didn't mean anything to them, and they think it was going to rival the Royal Museum, and that was a sad perspective. But thank God, the construction is back, and they're trying to finish what they had started. But a lot of grounds were covered before Obaseki left.
Yeah, hold on, sir. Hold on. So yeah, and anyway, when it comes to the MOWAA, we know that it's standing there in Benin City. So let's quickly dive into the ongoing crisis, the political crisis in Edo State regarding the election tribunal. So, what is the outcome of the last court case?
Well, luckily, I would say now that it's proceeding at the calling up of witnesses to come and testify as to what really, really happened. And one of those beautiful things about calling the PDP making their case is that not only would you, which is always the difficulty, if you went to take from the IREF and copy from the IREF, which is an uploaded file, the beavers, the bimodal voters way of registration, and which is uploaded into the IREF. If you go and copy IREF, which belongs to INEC, you cannot use that to make any case in court because you are not INEC. But what happened? The councils for Egodano got certified true copies of the IREF from INEC. I don't know how I was able to do it, but these were the things. And those were things that came up to 1,000 so much documents that were loaded to the tribunal, downloaded before they start calling the witnesses. Now we're at the stage of calling witnesses, and it is very uncomfortable, I must confess. Because, for example,
hello?
Hello?
So you said the case was cancelled. Hello? Hello?
Deputy governor, that is in the deputy governor's area, there was overvoting. And that was when people could come to testify. Because the fear was that, and this is what APC had been trying to create all that confusion at the entrance from coming to testify. Because they must give evidence and let it corroborate what has been downloaded before the tribunal. All those documents, the 1,000 and some documents that were presented by PDP. Somebody must come and say that is exactly the true position, and I was there and I saw and I saw the process.
So there's a video online. There's one video I just saw online when they were arguing. It's like there was a kind of argument there in the courtroom in Benin. That was a few days ago. I think last week. That's my earpiece here. That was last week when they were fighting in the election tribunal in Benin.
No, those were outside, not in the courtroom. Not in the courtroom.
Oh, okay. It was outside, right?
Not in the courtroom. Yeah, it can't happen inside the court. No. It proceeds quietly in the orderly way that the counsels will come. And then you make your presentation, you call your witnesses, and then the witnesses, after they've made their testimony, then they are cross-examined by the respondent's counsel, which was happening. So, and the report we got for that today, the counsels for Okwewu were a bit amazed at the kind of testification, because they could recall that certain processes were truncated. Instead of you collating at the local government level, the thing bypassed and moved on to the state. And that shouldn't be the process. It should go sequentially from the unit to the ward, to the local, then up to the state level. But because people were so anxious to play their game, so they could bypass and then falsify the record, and that wasn't exactly.
I want to quickly play the video from the last the argument was obvious. And when you look at the
please, we are here, we are not here to come and make trouble. What we saw here, we saw civilian security agents blocking the entrance of the court, that we should not get access to the court. I asked, who are these men? They said they are private security personnel. I said, you people cannot be here. If we want to private security, if I put my voice here, you people cannot stand here. I said, okay, you people leave. Allow the police and the DSS to do their job. They started resisting.
Unnecessary confusion, because it suits them to make that kind of confusion. That was all that was happening, and it shouldn't be. Should party people be available in the conference? It should. You are not the lawyer. You are not the petitioner. You are not the respondent. You are not the nominee of the party that are in the contestation. So why should we be there? But then you see, because it's the way people have not just their kind of politics and that politics. And that's so that's why you had that kind of situation. It's sad, and these days they go on every day from Monday to Saturday, and usually they start at sometime by 8 p.m. they're still there in the conference. So it goes on, I think, from about 10 in the morning, 12 8 p.m. in the evening. nearly 12 hours of sitting every day. And of course, yes, and this sitting was going for 180 days. It is time bound, so that every witness would have been presented, every issue would have been trashed, and then people can now sit down and write their judgment. So after this presentation by all the other people who are the petitioners, then of course, INEC will have its day, and the APC will have their day. Then of course, we can now wrap up with this. But luckily, again, in terms of security, because when what you are saying, what you saw on the outside, Okowo was very smart. He decided to use DSS, that's the Agency of State Security men, to guard his own people. So you cannot say he's bringing thugs. Then you want to know how a thug should be shouting at an agency of the state. And it rankles for somebody to think that can easily happen in a modern century. Because those of us who are thugs ought to be arrested. And you saw people walking with gun, shouting in front of the court premises. Why were they not held? Why are they not in custody? That is exactly what ought to happen. But then you live in Nigeria and it's impunity. Anything happens. And that's why you see that kind of thing happening. The only thing is all these things are outside. And of course, the front of the court premises are people are bad from moving right. At least you can't drive through the place. So that at least there's some peace and order while the case is going on inside the tribunal. So we look forward to what tomorrow will bring.
So tomorrow is the next court case?
Yes. It's a daily thing. They sit every day till Saturday.
So do you think? Do you think that Aswa Ighodalo will end up winning this court case against the APC?
Well, at least from the evidence, it's overweight, very, very weighty. Because if you can prove that there was overvoting in Akoko, which is Edo North, overvoting in today's one had to be proof of overvoting in Oredo, in over 53 polling units. Then you now also show overvoting in Ovia. All these are spotted areas in Edo State. Now, if you are able to establish that, at the end, I like to believe that the judges will now sit and say to themselves, plus and minus, these are the overvoting. If you deduct it from what INEC finally projected, then you should be able to make a case that it looks as if PDP did win. And we're counting on the judges to use not technicalities, but to look at the merits of the case and the evidence provided and to see whether justice can prevail.
In Nigeria. So I'm sitting here doubting the APC-led government. You know, we know how much they have been ringing elections over these years in Nigeria. So let's see. We hope for justice to prevail in the court, through the court. So
that's all we can pray about.
Yeah. So beside that, what is going on in Edo State? What about this issue of courtism and other things going on?
So no. That has come down. That has come down.
Okay.
That has come down, and at least we're not in that era phase again. Okay. The thing is, ideally, in a modern society where policing ought to be more scientific, you ought to ask what makes it rise from time to time. Is it driven by money? Is it driven by some criminality? Is it driven by just whatever it is that there must be a reason why this happens, not constantly, but it comes up, it's suppressed, it disappears, and it resurfaces. Which means you must study the trends. That's the science. If we study the trend, then you now know who and who lead these things. Where are they located, and how can we suppress it? That is what we ought to do. But definitely, it's not on now. It came up about the time November, December, but I think by and large, that's off the ground. No, we're far away from it. I think there's some bit of peace and tranquility when it comes to that.
So where is Obaseki now?
Yeah.
We haven't heard from Obaseki since the election. So where is he? Is he in Edo State, in Benin City, or outside the country?
No, definitely is outside Edo State. We heard he has gone to take some what he regards as a deserved rest outside of the country, far away, which I think is good. He should be far away from everything. His people occasionally say a word or two about at least in his defense, which I think is only proper. Otherwise, I think you've come, government, then you recede. You're not to be seen. You have nothing to do anymore. You rather go back to your business in Lagos or go elsewhere in Nigeria to go and do your business, or if you have businesses outside of the country to go and do it. So that's, I think, is what has happened.
Obaseki's time
Obaseki's
8 years in office was not an easy one. It was really tough. My goodness. I still remember the crisis. It was tough. It was really tough.
It was tough because he was a strong, willed man
God.
who wanted his own eye. At least he believed that we are living in a society that was disorderly. And he had to create some order. And that was the reason he built a 30-year Edo State plan. And that was part of the reason why this argument about, or what has been an issue about the demolition of houses inside GRA, in Amagba, in whatever it is that people were shouting on. If you built around where government had delineated as part of government land for development, then you add, and therefore the house, the government has every right to revoke it. But sometimes, because we believe in influencing decisions, creating disorder, using impunity, using contact to do certain things, building in the wrong places, then people will now begin to do things irregularly. And he didn't want that. And he needed a strong-willed man, because that's what you need in Africa, at least for now. Strong-willed man who creates some order and some vision. He had a vision for Edo State. He wanted to move Edo State into a more technologically savvy place to bring it up to speed with where the world is. And that's why I promised you that I will go to one of the government offices tomorrow or so, snap it around so you see the ambience. It will look to you that are we in Europe or is it being a city? It was never there. And that this is a place where you have 24-hour light. 24-hour light. In fact, the civil servants have to put it up so that Meko not go inside your offices.
I wish I do the best. I pray that we can still have a governor like Obaseki in the state. Obaseki left a legacy.
Passion and vision. And when you are going to see, I'm going to also snap the education hub. So you see at least his vision, where he wanted all things about education, higher education, primary school, whatever it is, all that concerns educational management in Edo State to be centralized in one place. Then you can also see the the virtual Wi-Fi hub, which meant for people who wanted to develop their artistic talent in music, in cinematography, to have a hub where they can go and express themselves.
You know that many African countries come to Edo State to copy the Edo Best policy. The Edo Best policy.
Yes.
So I just imagine this current government. Do you think this government can implement any policy that other countries will come and emulate with what they are doing right now?
I don't think they have that vision. They have been calling it a native intelligence. That is where Africa used to be 40, 50 years ago. That is the way we ought to do it.
So sad. It's so sad.
It's like like they say, you try and copy global best practices. The world has moved, and therefore you can't begin to go back. The first thing they wanted to do was to dislodge the centralized computerized system is taking us back to archaic days. But that's what these other people want to do. They have not even come up with a vision. Where do they want to go stay? Sorry, yes. Like I tried to say yesterday, doing road is just normal. You do road, you do market, you pay salaries. All these are normal things. But where is the vision to uplift the people? Where is the vision to uplift the state? What it's like, you're there in Dubai. Dubai had a vision, and that's why we're Dubai is. Lagos says they want to have equal attractive city. That is the vision. Abuja has a vision. Port Harcourt has a vision. What is the vision? What is their vision? We want to see what the vision is. Then let's see whether we can buy into it, whether it makes any sense. Rather, they keep telling you about the hope. What is this matter that Tinubu says? Hope, renewed hope. What is called renewed hope? I laugh at that kind of philosophy. What is renewed hope? Did we lose hope before? Then you now wake up instead of having your own agenda. You begin to talk of you want to link into the renewed hope of the president. Where is your own? Where's your own? Where's your own? That's my worry. And all of us should be concerned. And that's what governance ought to be. That you give and lead the people with hope. We're discussing before this program where Trump, or whether Trump said or didn't say. But at least you saw him leading with hope. That he wants to build a new golden era of America. We want to take America to Mars. We want to create tariffs on the world. We want to stop world wars. And we don't want to say that we were ever involved in any escalating war anywhere in the world. That is the vision. What is the vision of those who came here to remove Obaseki? We don't know. And that's why I worry. And it should be worrying to anybody who loves his state and who loves his country.
Edo State, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. You vote for a new government to bring a new trend, a new development. You don't vote for a government that will take us back.
Yeah, that is true.
So those that we are clamoring, those that we are clamoring for APC-led government, I hope they are satisfied with what is going on in Edo State right now. I wish them the best.
How can they? Okay, that's what all we can say. I think that's the right way to put it, and it's on a good note to perhaps even end that kind of discussion. That you hope that they like what they see, and you wish them the best. So we can only wish that if that is what they think is the best that they can get, we hope that they have seen it. But definitely, it's not where Edo State ought to be. That's all.
Look, all these things, I think, I remember during the election period, after they announced the result of the election and everything, some Edo citizens, some really well-meaning Edo citizens in the diaspora, some in the US, these are doctors, lawyers, professors, they called me, and some of them told me that because of what happened, that APC has taken over Edo State, the promise not to ever visit Edo State until another government, a preferable government, took over that state. That's what they told me.
Yeah.
They said, look, I would never visit Edo State. With APC ruling Edo State right now, forget it. So not until another government that we prefer come into power. Yes.
You can. Play center can't run the country. Why do you want a replica or a smaller version of such people to run your state? You must be crazy. You must be crazy. Because those in the center are very incompetent and can't to be. They are making the country to recede. Companies are jumping out. Companies are folding. I just read something in the papers today. 200,000 graduates in Plateau State have no job. Today paper. 200,000 graduates have no job. How do you run a country that way? Jobless youth. No skills. No future. How? those are the kind of statistics people here should be taking. Where are they taking us, the state, to?
Yeah, they said APC is what they want. With what Tinubu is
Who are
doing,
they who said it?
the way APC has been ringing elections in the country, I was wondering
Yeah, that's what.
how can
Yeah,
sit down
that's
and
it.
be clapping for APC-led government for those states, and many of them
Yeah,
supported
yeah,
the government. Now they should enjoy the dividends of APC policy.
yeah, yeah. Truly, truly, because that's what we are seeing and getting. You know.
Me, I'm not coming to Edo State. I'm not coming. Even when
That's
Obaseki
why.
when Obaseki was even there, that all of us was sure of security in Edo State. I didn't visit, let alone this APC led government. I'm not coming. For those who are watching right now, I know that some Edo people know how to criticize me. They have done a lot. But look, I'm not coming to Edo State. Sorry. I'm in Canada. Well established here. If they like or they leave any comment for me, because last year many things happened. Even though I haven't visited Nigeria for a very long time, for the past 5 years or 6 years, still people still lie against me. They do all kind of things. They criticize me. So you know what? I'm in Canada. If you are bold enough, come and meet me here. Don't insult me through online video, comments. Come and meet me in Canada.
When, like I said to you, what tends to happen is that people are very sentimental. We are, even then, the same Nigerians who left here, some of them have not grown up to become better human beings outside of the country. They carry the same Nigerian sentiment. They keep looking down on other people. They think everybody must think the same way and think alike. And anybody doesn't think like you is an enemy. And that's why they will want to criticize you.
They said
But that's not the way to grow.
they said the government is paying me. The government gave me money. Some of them created videos. Yeah, that is what they have been saying. They said Edo State government. Look at me, I'm in Canada. I have no connection with any government in Edo State. No connection. I have
but
no
that's the
friend.
normal Nigerian way now.
So they said,
Would that?
yeah, they said the government is paying me because of the peanut money that the government gave me. I've sold Edo State to Obaseki and wherever at that time. Just imagine. I'm here in Canada. I don't even know where Obaseki is. I've never met him before. You know what? I'll be advising them to try to educate themselves. Education matters a lot. You understand? You don't just come to social media believing some crappy comments. You need to educate yourself so that you know what is going on in this world. Otherwise, you'll just be walking and talking like one big ignorance. Right?
Equally important.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think we have discussed enough for today, and we wish the best for Edo State. God knows that we love our state. That is why we are fighting to ensure that we get the best governance in Edo State. Not that we are coming to live there. Like me, I'm not planning to even visit Edo State in the next 2 3 years. I'm not sure if I will come. But I've been here advocating, fighting for the development of Edo State to ensure that that state is a very unique state in Nigeria. We know our history. So the greatness of Benin Kingdom in the ancient times is what we are advocating for. So that a good governance, a good governor that will develop the state to meet the expectation of our history, of our greatness, is what I stand for. All right. So I have no stake in Edo State. I can even decide not to visit Edo State for the rest of my life. I'm good. So I wish everybody the best. For those who voted APC into power, so please enjoy whatever APC have for you, APC members have for you. Please enjoy it in Edo State.
Okay. Thanks very much. We wish everyone well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Somebody is leaving comment. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We will talk later, Baba. What's it? What's it? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk you.
So, Mr. Henry Jr., you said you want to connect. Do you want to connect now or you want to talk to me after the program? Please leave your comment in the comment section before I will end this broadcast. All right, Mr. Henry, if you are watching right now, is it on Henry? There are lots of names together here. Something Henry Jr. So please reply me before I end this broadcast. Okay, so let me leave my phone number for you on my WhatsApp number. So I want to leave my phone number here in the comment section. Okay, you can call me after the program. 656. So you add a +1. Let me put it. Okay. Okay. So I posted my phone number. Please call me. Call me on WhatsApp if you are calling from Nigeria, anywhere. You can also call me direct if you want to reach me. So that's my phone number right there. Okay. Thank you all for watching, and let's continue to advocate for great governance in Edo State. We cannot be quiet and allow some certain politicians led that state into flame. All right. So let's continue to advocate for the betterment of Edo State. And let's channel our energy on something meaningful and stop propagating certain news or discussing some irrelevant things online. All right, we should stop that. So that's it for now. Thank you all for watching, my great Edo people. And see you guys next time. Probably on Sunday we'll come back again. That Saturday or Sunday we'll come back again. But tomorrow we won't come back here because tomorrow I have some schedules. But on Saturday or Sunday maybe we'll come back to continue with this discussion. Thank you all for watching. Bye for now.